Alright guys, welcome to the Tom Reefer studio. New viewers, this is a 20-gallon mixed reef cube. And up top we have the 3.5-gallon PICO. And in the back here we have the 6-gallon tall. And over here we have the 10-gallon Peninsula Reef. Today's water change Wednesday and it's all going to happen right here. From Reefer, man. I think it'll go right here. It'll look nice. I got the nail. Need a little hammer. All right. Now I have a hammer in here somewhere. Baby hammers. Where is it? Oh man. I'll just use this. Using this. Hope I'm not hitting a stud. All right, that should do it. This is gonna be the tricky part. There it is. Tom Reefer, get the train rolling. That looks nice like that. This is really cool. Reefer green. Tom Reefer, get the train rolling. Education, wonder, fun. There it is, guys. Isn't that nice? You guys are okay. Broke Reefer Man made that. It's the Tom Reefer train. And when you subscribe, you come aboard. There's something about a train that when you get on board, you feel like you're part of something, right? So that's another Tom Reefer train. The logo was done by Steven as you enter the video. So I thought I should hang that up. All right, so Water Change Wednesday, guys. New viewers. Water Change Wednesday is a question and answer format. You ask me any question you want out on any video you want, and I'll answer it out there, and then I try to answer it here. That's number one. Number two is I came up with a new way to show your reef tanks on reef tanks around the world. What I want to do is make it available to everyone. So what I'm going to do is alternate 1 year and under tank. Maybe we'll call it new tanks around the world. That way we can approach it more from an educational standpoint. So that way it doesn't limit anybody from trying. So let's start Water Change Wednesday now. No question is too hard or too easy for Tom Reefer. Palamo123 asks me, how long a time before you do a water change do you mix the water? From Denmark. I usually allow minimum of 8 hours. Although in my history, guys, in a pinch, I've mixed water just a few hours before it. It's not recommended. You have to allow the oxygen to build up. I use a power head in there and an air stone, and usually 8 hours, 12 hours is better, and 24 hours is even better. And in a pinch, just mix it so the salt disappears. This is classic. Ones1XTY asked, when is Water Change Wednesday? All right, Brandon asks me about, do I run the skimmer 24/7 or do I cycle it on and off? And he's heard that carbon dosing and running the skimmer all the time could actually remove the bacteria that you're carbon dosing for. The main objective for the skimmer is to continue to create oxygen, because when you're dosing vinegar, not vodka now, when you're dosing vinegar, that can have an effect on your alkalinity and your pH. So you'll want to continue to run your skimmer. It is true that the skimmer will remove the, let's use the word loaded bacteria with nitrate in it. So you do want to run the skimmer. It's not going to remove all the new bacteria that's formed from the vinegar. I wanted to point out about the video from Sunday about the vinegar dosing. Check this out, guys. What we're going to talk about today. I wasn't pushing vinegar dosing. Everything in the reefing hobby that's a little bit on the fringe or controversial, that's up to you. I was just presenting it, and I noticed since I was adding some vinegar into my ATO, started on a 50 mil. I noticed the color of my aquapora got really colorful. The tips got very purple.
Yeah, stay creamy, man, that's what they say. Shoes laced up and I came to play. Yeah.
And I haven't noticed that before. It could have been coincidence. If you're going to try any of that, just go really slow. I mean, you know, experimentation is what this hobby is all about. You know, if we didn't experiment, we wouldn't be where we are now in the reefing hobby. Jeremiah is getting back into the hobby, and he paid me a compliment about it's 6 gallon tall now. He must have watched a video when it was 5 gallons. So it is a unique tank. I wanted to do something tall and narrow, and it's growing really well. It's doing well. So thanks, Jeremiah. Stephen asked a question about pellet and feeding, and should he remove the excess pellets when they're left over, and he was talking about a very small amount. This is the way I approach feeding, guys, and whether you're overfeeding or underfeeding. Obviously underfeeding, you'll notice your fish will start to look malnourished. The stomach gets concaved. I won't be able to show you any images here because I don't have any fish that are malnourished. But what I would recommend and what I told him is test for nitrate and phosphate. You don't have to take any food out after you've put it in, even if it's leftover. You know, the rule is try to get the fish to eat all of it during the feeding time. But when you have slow sinking pellets that sink to the bottom, they're not always going to eat all of it. And if it's not a bottom dweller and doesn't eat it off the bottom, it may sit there. But you'd have to put quite a bit of extra food in your tank for your nitrates and phosphates to escalate to a point where you should be that concerned. But feed as much as they can eat in 2 or 3 minutes. I sometimes put a small amount of my pellet foods in. Like a small amount, let them eat it, and then I put a little bit more in, let them eat it, so not a lot sinks to the bottom. But with my mandarin, if it sinks to the bottom, it's fine. That's where he eats it from. So he'll wait, and as I watch him eat, as it sinks to the bottom, then he just goes around and picks it all off the bottom. 601 Reef asked me what my take is on phytoplankton. And I tried a little of that at one time, and I just, you know how maybe some of you were a little concerned to put vinegar or vodka dose? Well, I was concerned to put that green phytoplankton into my tank on a regular basis. I just felt like it was adding and not taking away. It's food for your corals, but I didn't notice much of a difference, and I was afraid to go heavy on it, and I had high phosphate already, so I cut it off. I think you can run a beautiful tank with amino acids using your regular food. A lot of your corals will take some of your dry food that you're feeding your fish, and my tank is very colorful and clear. I use no phytoplankton, but I do use amino acids. Guys, that should do it for this one. Not too many questions this week. I went almost through all of the ones that I could answer. And low view count, so maybe that was why we didn't have too many questions. But let's keep the train rolling. New viewers, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell so you're notified, although the notifications during the giveaway didn't seem to work for some people. They got it late. Submit your reef tanks. All the stuff is below the video that you need to do the requirements. Send them in, and I'll try to get it out there. All right, guys, so take care now. Have a great rest of the evening, if it's evening, and we'll see you Sunday. Take care.